I do not like it. Do not like. Nope. And most importantly, who is this for? I'm Dane, also known as Brown Roush. I've been a Mustang guy for 20 years. And it's really fascinating seeing the evolution of how we are nostalgia baiting Mustang. And honestly, that goes right into what we're talking about. If you're watching this video, you have seen over the weekend that Ford has released a new FX package. It's meant to inspire happy feelings about the Ford Mustang Fox Body, which personally, I love them. I've had two. The thing is, I don't think it looks good. Now, of course, I'm sure some people are going to say, well, if you don't like it, what would you change on it? I've already seen a couple of Photoshops floating around the internet of just simply swapping the wheels, but I'm just going to run you through what I would exactly have done. Here is just the image as is. Just going to turn this on and boom, that's what I would have done. A couple highlights I did here. I'll just zoom in. I mean, I'll talk about this later in the video, but I do not know why Ford insisted with all these white parts when there really wasn't a lot of white on a Fox body. I would have done these body color teal. When it comes to headlights, yellow reflectors, just add those in. Circular fog lights, that is such a Mustang GT. I know this is a Cobra, but such a Mustang GT hallmark. Mustang emblem on the side, upgraded wheels in some way, shape, or form. I actually think the fan style wheels look great. And for real laughs, an actual antenna. I know that's silly, but I mean, this is what I would have done. So first, let's talk about why is Ford even doing this? Who is this for? Sorry, baby boomers. Your time is up. It is now time to harvest the nostalgia dollar from Gen X. Since the release of the S650 Mustang, Ford has been kind of slightly baiting that something like this is coming. Because the thing is, if you look 20 years ago, you can already see the game plan. Here's what I mean. 20 years ago, actually, yikes, closer to 30 years ago, we had the big nostalgia wave. We had the Chrysler PT Cruiser. We had the new Beetle. We had the big one, the S197 Mustang, the Camaro, the Challenger. If it was cool from the 60s, it was coming on back. Why? Because baby boomers had the money. They were the people that were going to shell out a large chunk of cash to reclaim their youth. And the thing is, even before the S197 Mustang, Ford was already kind of fanning the nostalgia. What I mean by this is the 1994 Mustang. You know, the whole angle behind it was, it is what it was. I'll see if I can try and add the advertisement here, but like every single shot is like, this is like the classic. And when it came to the new Edge Mustang with the more aggressive styling, they really were fanning the flames and getting people of a certain demographic to buy Mustangs. You had the Mustang Bullet, which was, if you don't know why that was such a big deal, you know, I'm sure you can go rent it somewhere, YouTube it, I don't know. And then, of course, they also had the Mustang Mach 1, never mind the Terminator Cobra right next door. Those two Mustangs were so entrenched in baby boomer nostalgia that it only made sense that when the S197 came out, they were selling like hotcakes. Pure baby boomer nostalgia. So when the S650 released, one big thing that they pushed was the digital gauges. You could have a performance gauge, you could have something a little bit more basic. You also had something that was Fox Body inspired. That's pretty cool. Even the S650 dashboard, in my opinion, is very similar to the Fox Body in that it's asymmetrical. So Ford's wanting to go retro and they're wanting to go 80s retro. First, let's talk about the different versions, because right now, the lead image you're probably seeing everywhere is this teal one, but there's actually a red one that I came across on Facebook. One is just a GT, the other one is a Performance Pack GT. Both of them are premiums as well. When you get this package, they're gonna both have white wheels, they're gonna have plaid interiors, which actually I kind of like. The badging is gonna have white outlines, and they're both gonna have white taillights. I'm not sure why Ford is so obsessed with white, considering the fact that the only Mustang I recall having white wheels was the Fox Body 7-Up Mustang. If you're not familiar with that, hopefully I have a picture of it, but just imagine a Fox Body Mustang with a white interior, teal paint, and white wheels. Now, when it comes to the Performance Pack Mustang, that's the one that you have probably been seeing the most with the white nostrils, the kind of like the flat face white wheels. I think they're trying to simulate how the turbine wheels, which back in the day, nobody liked those. Everyone wanted the 5-spoke Fox Body wheels, not the turbine. And one thing I also do like is the teal color. But the thing is, I think this was a really bad idea. Here's why. The price. Now, one thing I mentioned is that this can only go on a Mustang Premium GT. So not the base GT, never mind the EcoBoost. You're already starting at over $50,000 just for the base premium car. If you want the performance package, well, that's another that's another $6,000 or so dollars. I don't have the pricing right in front of me. Performance Pack Premium GT plus this means over $60,000. You really gotta love teal. Really have to love it. And to me, the biggest issue is that there's no performance upgrades. This is purely aesthetic. It would have been cool if we at least got maybe a muffler upgrade so the 5.0 sounds a little different. Something that sounds a bit Flowmastery. I mean, that would have been a cool callback to the Fox Body when it was pretty typical to get Flowmaster 40s because they just plain sounded right. And like honestly, with all the images that we've been seeing, if it wasn't for the teal color and the fact that this Mustang is next to a Fox Body, would we actually know that this is, oh, that's very Fox Body inspired? I don't think so. What I think would have been cool is if they had a package like this for different trim levels. It would have been actually really cool to see them do an SVO-inspired version for the EcoBoost Mustang. That could have been cool. It would have been great if this package was available on just normal Mustang GTs. Personally, other areas where I think Ford fumbled, both sets of wheels are ugly. On the non-performance pack Mustang, which red one right here, it just looks like a Mustang with white wheels. Like, the design of the wheels isn't terrible, but it just does not look great, especially on red. You know, the fan blade wheels, I guess they're okay, but it just doesn't seem like a lot of effort was put into this. Oh, I forgot to mention, the interior does have some cool parts. Okay, so the interior does have the plaid seats, you know, and if you have the Recaros from the performance package, those are plaid as well. That's kind of cool. And also on the right side of the dash, you have a little Mustang emblem. Cool. I guess so. Is it $60,000 plus cool? Like, I understand not getting more power because, like, starting at already 480 horsepower, which is just insane to think about. You can't make the dark horse, you can't skip over the dark horse. You still have to have that be kind of like the attainable halo. And what I mean by that is because above the dark horse, there's probably going to be the new GT500 and also the GTP. But for $60,000 for just a nostalgia grab, I just don't see this being worth it. So let me ask you this. Do you think Ford fumbled? I personally think they did, but I would love to hear if you think I'm wrong on this. If there's things that would have fixed it to change it, like kind of like what I did in my Photoshop, what would have you done? Leave me a comment down below, comment, like, and subscribe. Seeing these nostalgic ebbs and flows is just kind of fascinating. I wonder what they're going to do for millennials. Are they going to do a New Edge version 20 years from now? With an optional CD player? That would actually be kind of funny.